everybody, it's Chris Shang, and I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into how you actually grow and scale your business. To me, it's really about optimizing the following three variables. Number one is content, number two is channel, and number three is audience. Or as I like to say, content is the story of your business, whether it's a founding story or a perceived or intrinsic value proposition for your product or service. And then the channel is helping you scale that story, and then the audience is the market or the market size of what you're actually scaling it to. So talking about content real quick, I think a lot of people think and get stuck on the idea that content is a lot of times just video or text related. So whether that's through email form or through online advertising, something like that. But content really is any way or any piece of information that you can display that appeals to the five senses. Right? So for example, a restaurant, their content is actually the food that they prepare. For a liquor brand, for example, it's the actual alcohol that they provide or the experience associated to that alcohol. So I think taking a step back and using those as examples, it gives you an idea of how you can actually package content in different shapes and forms to your target market. And the second thing I want to talk about is channel. Channel can be online, offline. A lot of times people get stuck on things like Facebook ads or Google AdWords, SEO, SEM type stuff, content marketing. But to me, I think the most optimal ways of actually looking at a funnel is trying to figure out the best combination of both online and offline channels in order for you to yield the highest conversion rate. Highest conversion rate just means that you're able to take the general population, actually convert them into a paying customer. So those channels could be Facebook, but then it could also be something where it's after you capture that lead information, you're targeting them through SMS or through a phone call. If it's SaaS type product, it might be a little bit longer term sales cycle, and so you have to actually work and nurture that lead over a longer period of time before you convert them, and in which case you're going to put them through multiple channels, things like email, phone calls, SMS, retargeting on some of these digital platforms as well in order for you to convert. So I think a lot of times people need to think about it in that context. And then lastly, we're talking about audience, which to me is you can get super granular with audience nowadays. You can target them by the type of television shows that they like, the type of music they listen to, and obviously this might be more important for specific types of product or services. Lifestyle brands, for example, it will be really important to associate to maybe a specific type of music that they prefer. But there's all these different ways now and much more sophisticated ways of targeting an audience outside of your traditional demographic profiling, things like age and gender and income brackets and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I think what we really want to do as growth marketers is to find the best combination of these three variables, create a benchmark to figure out, okay, well, this specific audience is converting at X% based on this content in this channel. You can start testing various pieces of content with that audience, or testing different channels or different orders of how you target them through these channels to increase the conversion rate against that existing benchmark. So say for example, you're sending out a piece of video content sharing the founder story through Facebook ads to batch one of your target audience, and then you see the conversion rate to be about 10%. That's your benchmark, is that 10%. But say now you go ahead and use email marketing, and so that's the content piece that you're using, and you target through the channel of email and the same audience that you're measuring against, and then you see a conversion rate of 15%. So what's going to be the more best ROI for your buck? It's going to end up being the email marketing strategy, and so that's your revised benchmark. It's not to say that you're not going to continue to do Facebook ads, for example, but it's going to be the one that's the most effective for your specific business. And then it's constantly trying to find new pieces of content, new channels to hit up that specific audience with to beat that revised benchmark of 15%.